it's about that time. We decided we were going to do something a little bit different today, add some different elements to what we already do. It's going down, man, trying to figure out ways to break the algorithm, man. Make sure you guys like, share, and subscribe to all our channels, all our different platforms. Boss Talk 101, Boss Talk 101 Prime Time. It's crazy. We got to get it done, though. Boss Talk 101, where the boss is talking.
What's good, beautiful people? It's your main man, Big G, coming at you all the way live. I'm in your space, I'm in your face, and I'm definitely blessed to be here. On this wonderful day. And what I see on my shows when I kick it off, it's me wishing and sending out condolence, yes. Well wishing and in hopes that you guys are doing well. But I'm actually getting up and adding to my prayer, in terms of being thankful. To be able to open my eyes and keep it pushing. It is August 25th, 2026. We're moving right along through this year. It'll be 2027 before you know it. Before you know it, ladies and gentlemen. And productivity, human productivity, is at an all-time low. And I tell you guys all the time, when you come on here and we get to mixing it up and mingling and talking about different things in our lives and things that we have going on, man, don't get caught up with the talking head. Not even me. Don't get caught up with the talking head. And as I was saying, my revelations, my mantras, and the things that I say to myself that I bring to these platforms, it's all about energizing me. Now, yeah, I can give you some comedy relief. I can give you some social commentary. I can pretty much do it all. At the end of the day, what I say, what I do, how I do it, in effect, does not change anything in your life. Does not and will not. I could talk to you till I'm blue in the face. Hold on, let me get to this main camera. I could talk to you till I'm blue in the face. I could give you all kinds of methods to do things. And we talk about sustainability. We talk about self-improvement. But that last keynote that I hit was the tenet that we need to be on, and that's the self part, right? We don't get on here to impress anyone. We don't get on here to try to convince anyone. I gotta get these rough bristles straight, y'all. I really do. So they're laying down and not looking all crazy. But they ain't gonna ever lay down right. Anyway. Let's talking about self-preservation, man. Getting up in the morning and what gets you going. You see, you cannot, and I'm not trying to tell you what you can and can't do. When I'm speaking about self. So don't internalize it. You internalize it if in fact it affects you, and you like, you know what? He's right. I'm not telling you act on things in a particular way. I'm just telling you me. My shirt got the turkey neck. Uh, but no one, no one is gonna come to your rescue, no matter how impactful you attempt to play a role in someone's life. What you do doesn't matter at the end of the day. People have a tendency to forget everything that was put into the situation. Then they go on rants about how they've done everything on their own. They don't need no help. And then later on, they're crying about how nobody supports them. Hell, you didn't cut everybody out. You done told everybody they ain't not shit. But at the same time, you don't even got your own shit together. But you swear for Lord that you got it all under control. Like I say, keep living. Living. You live long enough, everything about life changes. Everything about your life will change. What you think you know, you can best believe you don't know. Because what you think you know of the world, being in the world, is not the world. Don't let that creep over your goddamn cerebellum too quickly. You have people talking about beliefs, religion, politics, finance. Everyone is a specialist on these machines, right? But no one is specialized. We present our products. That's why our talk conversation and everything that we do, I mind my business. And what does that mean? It means that I don't talk about things that, number one, don't directly affect me, have nothing to do with me, is not my business. I'm not a gossip columnist. I don't do commentary for licks, for likes and clicks. For licks. Licks, likes, and clicks. Yeah, I don't. Our information is just that. It is information. It is something that you ingest and use to help you move your needle forward in whatever space that you're in. And I was going to prepare something for you guys today, but this is off the cuff. This is an improvisational conversation that we're having because it was just heavy on my heart to talk about what you're buying into, what we as a society are buying into. I'm not excitable. I'm not gonna sit here and dance and shuck and jive and come with a bunch of information, number one, that can't be fact checked and supported. I talk about the human construct. I talk about the human resource, what we go through as human beings and how to improve our lives. That is very important to me. But I'm not talking to older adults either. I'm talking to a younger mind that might come across this and look at old school and be like, you know what, man, let me tap into what this nigga talking about. They tell you, hey, man, you got to act a certain way. And we've gone through this before on our talk topics, but you got to act a particular way. You got to say certain things, or the algorithm's not. I don't give a damn about no fucking algorithm. If I cannot be genuine, if I can't be me, if I can't be who I've grown to be in my old age on this platform or any platform that I come across without violating the community standard, well, look, your community standard as a platform is not my standard, because I see some of the things that are allowed to come across these platforms. And it's far from being something that I would consider a community standard. I can get marginalized by what I say, but Facebook and Instagram has become the modern day fight club. Unless it's, my brother Dada 5000 with his triangle backyard fighting sanctioned. If it's not MMA, if it's not sanctioned boxing, martial arts, if it's not something that's sanctioned that I can watch, and there's going to be a positive ending to it, I don't want to see it. I don't want to see it. I don't get a kick out of seeing our people fighting one another for no reason. Now, when it comes down to, hey, having to fight for a real reason, we can't even get our asses in gear to do that. But we're going to fight each other over some bullshit, right? Don't sit there and shoot the messenger. I'm just showing you what I see, what I've been paying attention to, and what's been coming across the airwaves. And I'm not actively going out here looking for this shit. It just pops up on your timeline. Maybe because of a friend of a friend of a friend of a friend, but I don't actively go out looking for, this shit pops up. It's recommended to you. So that's what the algorithm is recommending to you. But just like any other artificial intelligence, and it's giving you the opportunity to feed it information so that it can learn who you are, data points, inference points, electronic signals through hexadecimal types of mathematic calculations that are synthesized through these processors. Yeah, it's not a smart box. You're telling it exactly what it is that you want it to accomplish. It learns your behavior and it suits you. It makes suggestions. And the same individuals that present this artificial intelligence to you and give you the construct of how wonderful it is and how it can be your assistance, which it can be. I'm not knocking that. But if you open that door, you also open the door to malware, to spyware. The information you don't know is running in the background that is watching your every move, every keystroke, every communique, every email, everything, because you've given the artificial intelligence an opportunity to learn who you are, your capabilities, your limitations, everything. From finance to romance, everything. And you wonder why things are so disrupted in your life. Because you don't have control of your life. You didn't have control of your life from the beginning because you haven't given yourself enough time to be in control of anything. You've allowed the computer to control the way you think, the way you move, the way you feel. You don't even know if you can feel anymore. You're so desensitized to life that we forget how you got to ask the computer, how does this make me feel? I got to look at my smartwatch. I use an Android. I'm using point of reference. But I've got to look at my smartwatch to see what's going on with my heartbeat. It tells me how to exercise. It tells me what to eat, how to count calories, how to do all of these things. But the machine isn't getting fat off of honey buns. The machine doesn't have to run a mile. The machine just tells you what the fuck to do. So if you don't call that an indentured slavery or an indentured servant to the system, then what do you call it? And why do I use the word indentured? Because it's borrowed fucking time. It's borrowed space. And if you don't have enough gigabytes or terabytes in this motherfucker, you got to go buy some more. You're a slave to the system. Like I said, I don't have to sit there and prepare for this one. I normally prepare for everything I talk about. I take my time, I go research it, and then I come back with, my 2 cents, which don't mean a goddamn thing in real life, in all honesty. Nothing that we say means shit until we put it into action, right? So until you get to the point to where you understand that you're stuck in this matrix, and I'm not making reference to Neo, and what is Neo backwards? Anyway, one, right? I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about this fucked up construct that we've allowed them to geofence us into. And we steadily play the game. But now I'm asking you the real question. Which part of this whole matrix do we, and when I say we, I mean the people. So don't get it caught up in color. Whenever I say stuff, don't ever get it caught up in color unless I specifically say. All right? So we get caught up. What are we going to do? Right? And how are we caught up? Because we don't own a motherfucking thing. Not a platform, not a server, not a supercomputer, nothing. If they pull the plug on electricity tomorrow, what will you do? What you gonna do? You can't go to the bank because that's all e-commerce and electronic at this point. They can't sit there and process anything if the power's down. Oh, we can't give you any money. Motherfucker, you better give me my shit. Because y'all used to use paper to write these deposit and withdrawal slips down. There's no difference now. But if they can't access for accountability, they're going to turn you away. So now what? You going to tear up the bank? See, that's an illusion. The banking system, that's an illusion. Give us your money. We'll save it. You'll earn interest on the dollars. But we're going to sit there and every dollar that you goddamn put into this bank, we're going to lend it out times 10. So your money becomes the borrowing component for us to give to other people to make their dreams come to life. How does that system work on fractional goddamn? If you don't know anything about the monetary system, if you don't know anything about banking, if you don't know anything about how this system works, how indebtedness is something that they want you in, they want you to suffer. We talk about classism, low class, middle class, upper class. Ain't none of y'all motherfuckers got no class. Kiss my ass. Why? Because we're sitting there trying to separate the human construct, the human diaspora, from being just that, human. Because I got a better looking car, I got a bigger house, I wash my better than you, because they got some of y'all that's as funky as a motherfucker. I sit next to y'all sometimes when I'm riding public transportation. I do ride public transportation. I take the bus from time to time. New York, take the L. Train. Or even jump in the Uber. That's a funky motherfucker. Did you shower today? Is that your feet or is it your ass that I'm smelling? But anyway, look, until we get to the point to where, we take our lives as humans serious, we're steady going to advance because our minds, we're wired that way. Always wanting to conquer, always wanting to build, always wanting to. And whether you believe in the Bible or any of these religious anecdotes that are out in the world today, I'm not trying to tell you what to believe or not to believe. That ain't my business. Like I said in the beginning of this whole situation, mind your business. Very important, right? Because I was gonna come on here and talk about the old school, old ways, and the modern day rat, as opposed to what happened to rats back in the day. I was gonna talk about that, but that's whack. That's whack as hell. I don't even give a damn. You know what I'm saying? Because people don't know where they are in their mind. They don't know if they're in the battle. They don't know if they're in the gang. They don't know if they're civilians. They don't know if they don't know what the hell they are. So until those lines are no longer blurred, right? We can't have that conversation. Because for some odd reason, everybody today is just in everybody else's business, running their mouth, just telling it. I'm just gonna go tell it. Fuck it. It's the year of the expose. Let's expose and exploit everything. That's bullshit. Some shit ain't supposed to be said. Where did this new era of diarrhea of the fucking lips come from? And then giving individuals platforms who literally have nothing to fucking say. You want to get onto a platform and argue with motherfuckers about what? Nothing. Nothing. You're not promoting, pushing, adding to the human construct. I keep using that word. The human resource. Because we're so inundated with what this fucking computer is telling you to do. And it's crazy because you're taking lead and wisdom, an assimilated wisdom, a programmed wisdom from something that is a fucking idiot. Now, when it comes to computation calculation, oh yeah, by far, these things are yeah, the biz whiz. But turn that box off, right? Turn it off. Turn it off. Turn off your phone. Turn off your computer. Turn off your turn that shit off, right? And let it sit there. Let it sit there. And see what it can do. Just test it. Just test it. And see what it can do. You'll be surprised to find out that that motherfucker can't do nothing unless you tell it to do something. Your phone's not going to call anybody. It's not going to send an email. It's not going to type a letter. It's not going to do a motherfucking thing. So it's really essentially useless. You know what the prize is? The fact that you have the intellect and you're smart enough to be able to turn that motherfucker on and utilize it for what you need to use it for. That's the genius. That's the part that you're forgetting. It's not the computer that makes shit works. It's you. You're the driving force. You're the you are the kinetic energy. See, I'm getting too excited about the conversation because I see all too often that we raise our kids with PDAs. We raise our kids with tablets and YouTube. We raise our kids with these devices and being under the impression that they're so much more. Look how smart my kid is. The motherfucker can't read, write, or do arithmetic. How are you guys gauging intelligence these days? And it is not funny, but if I go to a store and my shit is $5.99 and I give you $10.99 and the computer fucks up and then you lost your goddamn mind because you don't know how to count back change. You just give me my fucking $5. You about to lose your mind. Oh my God. Oh, you mad at me because I gave you exact change. And you don't know how to count money back to give me what's due without that computer telling you this is what's due. You see, people like that get taken advantage of all the time. And then they sit there in a fucked up state of mind trying to figure out how did this happen to me. Y'all make sure y'all stay tuned in, man. Um, get y'all funky monkey asses up. Crusty lip, double butt, no back, big back, no booties. Get y'all asses up, man, and go be great today. Go do something phenomenal. Go do something awesome. Go be who you are. There's nothing. If you have an opportunity to wake your ass up, there's nothing that can stand in your way but you. Nothing. Just because someone says no, so what? That's not going to stop me from achieving my goals. We're going to get into etiquette too. We're going to get into etiquette as well. Because we've lost touch with common courtesy. We've lost touch with appreciating the finer things in life. And that's life itself. You see, because when we say, "Oh man, I've got the finer things in life," what do you mean? Oh man, look at this lake house. Look at this Bugatti. Look at this. That shit don't impress me. What have you done for humanity? What have you done to change the world? A lot of you sit there and say, "Gee, that's not my responsibility." The fuck if it's not? You live here, don't you? And if you sit there with the mentality of "it's not my responsibility," then go jump off a cliff. Go kill yourself. Because you're already showing me and telling me that you're not ready to add to the collective of being great and making our world a better place for the human. Yeah, and take what I said personal. It's been another great episode of Primetime, Rise, and Grind, ladies and gentlemen. Make sure you tap in with my good man Jonathan Shaw, Inside Speed, 10 o'clock Central Standard Time this morning. Jonathan Shaw is going in, military veterans point of view. We will follow up with industry talk later on this afternoon or this evening, live at 5. Yeah. Wait a minute. It's Tuesday. It's Tuesday. So we will have Paul Whitehouse, Get Rich and Don't Cry, trying later on today in our regular spot. So, yeah. Go do what you're supposed to do in your life. You've been blessed and given a task. Yeah. You've been given a blessing. You've been given an opportunity to go be great. To push the limits of man, and when I say man, I mean the whole construct once again, man, woman. To push the limits of man and go beyond the limits of what you believe you're capable of doing, you have to go through the fire. You can't go around it. You can't go under it. You can't go. You've got to go through it. It's forged in fire. Yeah. If in fact you are single and you are looking to find your mate, we're doing a casting call right now for You Ain't My Type, a hilariously funny dating show that we're working on, and we're looking for great cast members to come participate and make it all happen. Give me a call, send me an email, but definitely sign up for the show.
You ain't my type, but you might be tonight. I'm good. You ain't my type. Come on, baby, change my mind. I'm good. We'll laugh, we'll laugh. Let's see what we find. You ain't my type. They never felt this fun. Whee!
And we close out today with my sister Lynette Williams. We played this last night on Industry Talk, and of course we'll represent it again today on Primetime Rise and Grind. You won't get one tonight from Paul, but we'll do a follow-up on Wednesday. And this kind of fits with what we're talking about. Stop being a prisoner in your own mind. Right? Stop allowing how you grew up and what you've gone through in your life dictate where you go or where you don't go, and how you stay frozen in time because you believe that the world is against you when in fact it's your own mind. You're allowing yourself to stay stuck in a position until someone gives you the green light. Well, that would be, see, I can't sit there and say, well, look, I'm giving you the green light, because there again, you're still not initiating that internal switch to say, I don't need your permission. I'm giving myself permission. You see? So that's just another crutch or me trying to enable. No. So I ain't gonna tell you shit no more. If you don't believe in yourself, if you don't sit there and pride yourself in what it is that you have going on and wanting to accomplish, and I'm not talking about a lustful or sinful pride. I'm talking about just having enough moral aptitude and a compass that says, hey man, I'm going to do right by myself. I'm going to do right by people. I'm going to do right by humanity. If you're not working along those lines, you need to get your shit together, man. Because if not, people, oh man, these computers are taking over. Now we're allowing the computer to take over because we're lazy as a motherfucker. We done went from a push more, well actually a little more, well cutting it with a sling blade or sheath, to the little push propeller, to an automated motor, to a riding zero turn. Yeah, it helps the process. But every step of the way, you wonder why generations get weaker and weaker and weaker. Because we're not out there cutting trees with an axe anymore. We're using pole saws. And actually, we've created machines that'll pull a tree fucking out the ground. Shake that motherfucker and throw it. Like we're picking a weed. So if you're not chopping wood, if you're not moving bricks, if you're not doing, we're getting weaker. Kids these days don't know how to fish, hunt. I'm gonna kill the conversation because it's my 30 minutes. I'm 8 minutes past. But that's the direction we're moving into. Everyone wants to be an entertainer. Everybody wants to be a star. No one wants to be a lawyer, a doctor, a teacher. Everybody wants to be the big picture, the big ticket, the big show. But no talent. No talent. We talked about Chris Brown, Michael Jackson, all these guys. They trained for that shit, man. They were put into a position to where they trained countless hours to be great. The pains, the twisted ankles, the sore back, trying different things, breaking your arm, whatever the case may be, and getting back up on that horse and doing it again and again and again, over and over and over, repeating the process until you've perfected it. Anyway, I'll see you guys on Wednesday morning, Primetime Rise and Grind, unless I in the heat of the night and we get into some more shit. Because for some odd reason, today I really feel like just talking some shit. Yeah. It's Taco Tuesdays, ladies and gentlemen. I don't eat motherfucking tacos, so fuck it. It ain't Taco Tuesday. I do eat tacos. I'm lying. I ain't gonna tell you. I eat tacos. But I make a hell of a taco too. We ain't gonna get into that. Cause y'all not serious about this cooking challenge. I ain't seen nobody come with nothing. Nothing. You guys have a great day.
Prisoner in My Own Mind by yours truly, Lynette Williams. Have you ever been completely trapped without a single lock on a door? I have. Not inside four concrete walls, but right inside my own head. Sometimes I think about what Kevin Gates said. I feel like these walls talking to me, but I can hear them talking to me. The first time I heard those words, they sank straight into my chest. Not because physical walls were speaking, but because I knew the exact weight of that feeling, that frantic beat. I'm saying, but I can hear them. That's the sound of trying to explain the battle inside your head to a world that thinks you're just being dramatic. Sometimes the walls don't need a mouth to speak. The memories speak for them. Every room reminds you of something you had to endure. Every silence gets suffocatingly loud. Every quiet moment gives your mind an open invitation to replay every mistake, heartbreak, and trauma you've been desperately trying to forget. How can a room be dead silent while your mind is screaming at full volume? It's a terrifying kind of prison, because from the outside, everything looks fine. You're smiling. You're going to work. You're showing up for everybody else. But inside, your thoughts have locked every door and thrown away the key. The cell nobody sees. My mind became a place where every failure was put on a loop. Every past hurt echoed louder than any compliment I ever received. Without even realizing it, I became both the prisoner and the prison guard. I built the high walls, brick by brick, letting my own mind interrogate me in the dark. What if I give everything I have left and it's still not enough? What if the person who hurt me was right about me all along? Why does peace feel so terrifying, but chaos feels like home? What if they finally realize who I really am and walk away? Am I actually healing? Or am I just pretending to be okay so nobody asks questions? Every question became another deadbolt. Every second guess became another heavy chain, until one day I couldn't tell the difference between what was real and what fear was lying to me about. And here's the trap of long-term survival mode. A prisoner eventually starts believing the cell is home. The daily sentence becomes normal. The anxiety becomes comfortable. And one day, you stop trying the door handle, not because it's locked, but because you've convinced yourself that freedom was never meant for someone like you. Serving a sentence I never deserved. The hardest pill to swallow was that nobody officially sentenced me to this prison. Trauma drafted the blueprints. Rejection poured the foundation. Silence built the perimeter. And eventually, I took over as a warden. I didn't just carry old weight. I actively hunted for new reasons to stay on guard. I trained my body to treat calm moments like the eye of a hurricane, waiting for the next storm. I treated my gut instincts like enemies, second-guessing every choice until I was paralyzed. I measured my worth by how much strain I could take before snapping, as if endurance was the proof that I deserved space. I was auditing my presence so strictly that no joy could clear security. How many years did I spend enforcing a sentence on myself that no court ever handed down? The most brutal prison wasn't built out of steel. It was born of the habit of treating my own mind like a battleground rather than a sanctuary. The key was never lost. Then one day, the fog cleared. The prison door was never locked. The only thing holding me back was my own belief that I didn't deserve to step out into the sunlight. Healing didn't magically erase the noise overnight. But every time I challenged a lie, a brick fell. Every time I chose to forgive myself, another crack appeared in the wall. Every time I set a hard boundary, another lock snapped off. Freedom didn't arrive in a flash. It happened one thought at a time. I've spent enough years surviving inside my own mind. It is time to start living outside of it. Freedom begins within. That is why healing is so exhausting. You aren't escaping an outside enemy. You are escaping the version of yourself that learned to survive by expecting the worst. You are training your mind from scratch, teaching it that peace is safe, teaching it that love is safe, teaching it that rest is not laziness, teaching it that joy is not a trick you have to pay for later. You don't have to be a prisoner to your past forever. Sometimes the bars are invisible. Sometimes a guard standing at the door has your own voice. But freedom begins the exact second you decide that your mind deserves to become a home instead of a cell. You can catch these blogs on rawtruenovels.org.
Stop what you're doing right now and go subscribe to Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime on YouTube, all social media platforms. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime. Like, share, subscribe. Tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend to make sure you tap in. Right now, over 72,000 subscribers and well over 11 million views and watch time hours. So make sure that you continue to support, like, share, subscribe, tell a friend to tell a friend to tell a friend, and keep tapping in with us because we're going to keep on bringing you this hot content every day and in every way. It's your main man, Big G. And make sure, like I said, stop what you're doing right now and tap in. Like, share, subscribe. Boss Talk Podcast 101 Primetime.